Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be discussing the newest information we have about Bridgerton Season 4. Season 4 has officially started filming and is in production, so there's a lot of news that's been coming out about it. Some I'm super excited about, some I'm a little eyeing it warily about. If you saw my thoughts on Season 3, I just think overall, if this is the direction that Bridgerton is heading in, it definitely doesn't feel as strong as the first two seasons, and I think in terms of quality, it has been degenerating in multiple aspects. We're talking storyline, I think. Costume and makeup has been a big thing that, again, I'm not like a purist of like, oh, I want it to be completely accurate, and even I am like, this is like not even cute clothing. So again, there are videos, and I'll link some down below, about people who are like in the know about historical times and everything like that, and how just the makeup and the dress styles that they've been picking and everything are just so not only ugly but inaccurate to the timeline. Like, if you're gonna be not true to the time period, right, at least make it pretty. Like, I feel like Daphne's were so pretty, and I don't remember anyone really ever complaining about them being that inaccurate to the time period. Then we've got season 3 dresses where it literally, it's not even something I would wear. It's like something you would wear to like a discount, like Five Below, right? If you were looking for a Bridgerton Five Below dress, that's what it looks like. So yeah, we've been getting more and more out. Obviously, we already knew about who is being cast as Sophie, who is going to be Benedict's love interest. Right away, I have to say, this is, and this has always been the case, if you have a problem with Benedict, like how they explored his sexuality in the first 3 seasons, and how he was kind of realizing that he likes guys and girls, if you have a problem with that, well, if you have a problem with that, you gone anyway. But if you have a problem with that, and then, because I saw people online complain about this, but now the fact that his love interest is going to be a girl, that doesn't negate, that doesn't disqualify him from being part of the LGBT community. He is still, I don't know if they've given him a label, but bi, pansexual, whatever he is, that is not negated by you ending up with a different sex partner. Just want to make that clear, because yeah, I saw people being like, what was the point of like having him like realize that he likes guys and stuff like that if he's just gonna be with a girl? And I'm like, so bisexuality exists, and it's actually not just you're bi if you're with someone from the same sex. So I just want to make that point clear to make sure that the audience here is all in on that, right? That if that's a problem for you, this ain't gonna work out. But I literally saw that on BuzzFeed. Like, someone commented that and was like, what was the point of having him like realize he likes guys if like he's just gonna end up with a girl? And I'm like, do you know that bisexuality exists? Do you know that pansexuality exists? Is that something you're actually aware of? It baffles me. It baffles me because it always happens when there's bi and pan characters. Everyone is always like, they can't be bi if they're with someone that's the different sex of them. And you're like, that's actually the definition of bisexuality, is you like guys and you like girls, right? And it's not necessarily 50-50, maybe it's 70-30. It's different for everyone, and who are you to tell someone who they're attracted to and how quote-unquote belonging they are to the LGBT community. So just want to get on my soapbox for that really quick. But let's get into the fun stuff. So, well, I say fun stuff, but this is fun and unfun in a way. So we got Sophie, obviously. Wonderful. Great. I'm super excited about her. I think she's going to be great. They actually released an official picture where it was just kind of like a very like posed, you know, press release shot of her and Benedict, and they look great together. I'm so excited. We also got the announcement of Katie, who is going to play her stepmother, which I, again, haven't read the books, so I don't know how accurate this is, but she feels way too young to play the stepmother, but, you know, alas, maybe that's how it is in the books. We also got the casting of her 2 stepsisters, and then Alice Modric, who is the wife of Modric, and Brimsley have been upgraded to series regulars. I'm not super surprised about Modric because obviously like their storyline, again, I didn't hate it, I just felt like I wish other storyline had been like dedicated to Penelope and Colin. Like, I think if I were to take away like one storyline from last season, it would definitely be less of like Benedict and his threesomes. Like, I don't really mind the idea of Modric and them, and I think they had a really good, it was a nice way to see like class divisions and like the difference between like going from like a different class to a higher class, and like how the expectations and stuff change and everything like that, because it's like on one hand like you're better off, but now you have more constrictions on you, and like how that kind of changes. So I'm excited to see that explored more, and I do think that Benedict seemed to interact the most with them out of all of them, so it does kind of make sense if maybe they're there for him to help him and everything like that with his journey. We also have Brimsley, who was upgraded to a series regular. This one I don't really know how I feel about. Like, it's fine as long as he's just not, like, overbearing. Like, if it means he's gonna be in more scenes with the Queen, then that's fine. I do think this might just be because of how much people liked Brimsley in Queen Charlotte that they're doing this. But it is just, I feel like, on the one hand, it's, like, great. But then on the other hand, it's, like, I would rather have confirmation that Kate and Anthony are going to be back. I think that's another thing that they really messed up on, and again, since I just got off one soapbox, I'm going to try not to get on this one for too long, but Kate and Anthony was a big letdown, especially in season 3. They are my favorite book, they're my favorite couple, so to have them, like, just cast to the side for so much of it, it doesn't make sense even in the context of the story, because season 2 is a lot about how Anthony's wife is going to have to be, like, the head of the Bridgerton household, like run the household essentially. A lot of stuff we saw Violet do with Eloise and Francesca actually should have been Kate doing it. So the fact that they were just constantly off on like vacations, extended honeymoons, also just didn't fit with like Anthony's protective nature, that he would be like, let's go to India on like a bumpy boat ride for months on end while you're pregnant. And like it didn't make sense. And like for them to, I think what's leading, and they just don't want to admit it because they know people are going to be mad, they're not coming back. It just doesn't make sense, and that really irritates me, especially if it's like, oh, we're getting rid of this series regular, but you get Brimsley. It's like, cool, thanks. But moving on to the meat of what I wanted to talk about today, we have got some unofficial set pictures, and I say unofficial because, again, they're not like, I don't know why, like, Netflix in general is just terrible at promoting things, I feel like, and getting you hyped for new seasons. I feel like the exception is like One Piece right now. I feel like they're doing a good job like releasing like little details and characters that you're going to be seeing, but like they just had a thing where they were doing that, and my brother was like, oh, they're showing Wednesday, and I was like, oh, that's awesome, like I'm so excited to see a look at it, and he's like, oh, it's just a behind the scenes thing. I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, I would just love if they release images beforehand of like in costume or something like that. So the ones that we really get of them in costume are, again, like these like low res paparazzi pictures, but you can definitely tell like the moments from the book it is. So I wanted to look at those and talk about them because I feel like, am I getting excited and getting my hopes up for just to be disappointed again, you know? Like, is it reeling me back in, even though it's probably gonna be like 2 years? But I'm getting excited, I think, especially just because the casting seems so great with Sophie, and then I also really do love Benedict, and I feel like they did him dirty last season. In the beginning of the season, I was quite excited because it seemed like they were kind of going down the road of like, Anthony made the crack about being surprised that Benedict was able to run his household and everything fine while he was gone on his honeymoon, and then Benedict said something about like it was kind of actually nice to have something to do. So I thought they were going to kind of start to set up this implication that, you know, Benedict is like, everyone writes him off even in his own family, right, as just kind of like the screw up, the one that like you can't really rely on to do anything important, and how kind of that enforced on you and just made to seem like that's what you are can get draining at the end of the day, how no one takes you seriously, no one expects you to be able to step up to the plate when you want to, and when you do, they're shocked that you did it well. Like, that would offend me, okay? So I was more hoping that's the direction they were going, but then they just hard turned right into threesomes at the end. But maybe we'll see if that's like what comes back in season 4. So the pictures that we did get that I want to talk about are, of course, at the ball when they first meet. So Sophie is the lady in silver because she has this silver mask on, this beautiful silver outfit, and her and Benedict come across each other, but he, of course, after meeting her, doesn't know who she is, and she, I believe, snuck into the ball because she, again, I haven't read her story, but I know there's a whole thing of like lost her fortune, now like is kind of, it's a Cinderella retelling essentially, so like she sneaks into this ball that she's not supposed to, and then Benedict obviously is like enamored with her and looking for her, but she's a lady's maid. She's not like someone that he can just go looking for as like a high society lady. So it's very, very cute. And we also got the talk of, at the end of the season 3, Eloise and Benedict were talking about how like you have to come back for their mom's masquerade ball, which is where they meet. So I'm assuming this is pretty early on in this season, which would make sense since it's what they're filming right now. So the pictures are obviously Benedict looking, I would say, very like piratey, rakish, like very on for Benedict in this kind of like, again, it gives me pirate vibes outfit. It's all black, which I think perfectly complements her being the lady in silver and being like a lighter color, and I just feel like, yeah, it's very simple from what we see now, it's just like that like little mask. Like it's almost giving me like Legend of Zorro, you know what I mean? Like Princess Bride, like a just very simple black shirt, black pants, black leather boots, black mask, but it works, I think. And I think it complements her extremely well because obviously I think rightfully so, the attention should be on her and her outfit. Speaking of her outfit, it's gorgeous. Again, the pictures aren't great, but you can definitely get a feel for it. So it's got these beautiful like sleeves on it that are very decorated. I love her mask. It looks like her mask like curls up. That's not a word. Her mask like turns up into a bow in the back, which I think is really, really cute. I mean, I've always been a sucker for masquerade parties. Like I just think, I don't know, like growing up, I romanticize them. I don't know if it's just like the movies and stuff I watch, like Cinderella, Another Cinderella Story, all those ones where it was like masks and stuff like that were just so fun. But I just think her outfit looks gorgeous. So it's white on top. It looks like it's black on the bottom, but I also can't tell if that's like they're covering her up or something because I would like it if it's all kind of silver. So I feel like I don't know if they're covering her up or not. Maybe some other pictures will show better, but I love it. It looks like ethereal with like the kind of, I can't tell if they're butterflies or something, but her sleeves on it. Her mask is absolutely gorgeous with the bow in the back, like I said. Like it just looks so beautiful, and you can see why he's like absolutely enamored with her because she just looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, here's another picture. Yeah, it does look like that black part is just like something they had over her maybe to keep her warm or something like that, because this, it goes down farther, and it definitely, the silhouette makes more sense for like the time period and everything. So this is them like dancing in the garden away from everyone else. Like so adorable. I think this is my favorite picture on set so far because you can just see like one, I think maybe again because it's high, like it's low resolution, it's like this could just be any brunette man, but I feel like you see the Bridgerton resemblance more in this. Like, I don't know, I feel like I see Colin in this, you know? So I just really like that, but then I also like seeing Benedict, who again has kind of been on his journey of like, just, I don't know how to say it, but just like not wanting to be settled down, just be absolutely so enamored with someone. Like he's got the eyes in this picture. He has absolutely got the love-struck eyes that we have seen on Anthony, Daphne, Simon, Kate, Colin, Penelope, like, you know, like it's just so fun when it's like, now it's your turn, like it's tapping in the ring. Oh yeah, so here's the like full body picture of her, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I really, really, really love the sleeves, like I said, are my favorite part, and then I also like that the gloves go so high. I think the mask is gorgeous. I just think it had to, like, you had to nail this dress, and I mean, we'll see what it looks like on film, because I have learned from watching multiple Emmys, Oscars, red carpets, and everything that sometimes a dress looks great in pictures, and then when you put it on film, you're like, oh my gosh, that is not good. I have confidence though. I think it's really, really pretty, and I think it's memorable, right? Like that's the thing, is it has to be memorable because this is kind of like her introduction in a way. I don't know if like we'll meet her beforehand or if like it'll be at the thing, but you kind of have to think of it like this is her introduction of like her memorable moment, right? It's gonna be her Daphne blue dress. It's gonna be her Kate green dress from season 2. Like it's gonna be the dress that has to live up to all those other moments, and I'm just really, really excited. So yeah, that's mainly the pictures that I wanted to talk about. Again, it just started filming, so it makes sense that like those are kind of the only set photos we have, and again, they're not even like official set photos, but I'll take anything I can get since it's gonna be such a long wait in between seasons. I still think that's ridiculous. And again, this doesn't fully alleviate all my concerns because I do have a lot of concerns. Like I think I'm so excited for Benedict and Sophie, but I want that to be a Benedict and Sophie season. I feel like Colin and Penelope, I almost called them Penelope, but that's not their ship name. I'm so sorry about that. They got relegated a lot to the side, I feel like, in their season, which was frustrating. And I do worry because we're gonna have a lot going on with Francesca, Michaela, John, and I don't know about setting up Eloise's storyline or if it's going to be Francesca after this, but I just worry that that could take away from a lot of it because we saw that happen in season 3 where it didn't really feel like a Colin and Penelope season, and I feel like we didn't fully get their story fleshed out, so it felt unsatisfying. Like you felt like it was kind of rushed and like you didn't really get the emotional like up and down that you should have got with it, and the payout, like it just felt like they were mad at each other, then they liked each other when it was convenient and time to wrap up the show. So I hope that this means they're going to be focusing more on the main couple, the main story, and kind of again have the side characters, Francesca and all that, like can be in it, but just not overtaking it, you know? Like that's really what I want, and I want it to be more accurate to what the books are. I just think overall it seems like since they got the new showrunner and everything like that, the direction it has been heading in is not great, but these set pictures, they're only set pictures, but they definitely give me hope that things are leaning in the right direction. I just really am excited for the couple. Like, I think they're going to be really great, and they just seem to have amazing chemistry so far, even from just like the pictures we've seen. So I feel like if you can see that in pictures already, like, it just excites me for what we could see in this season. Again, sadly, it's going to be a long time before we have this season. Like, that's a separate conversation we can have with Netflix about, like, stop making it so long in between seasons and stop splitting them into 2. Now they're doing 3 parts. I think it was Arcane is going to be 3 parts now, and I was like, someone needs to put their foot down. I'm sorry, like, this is ridiculous at this point. But yeah, if you have seen these set pictures from season 4 of Bridgerton, let me know what you thought about them down below in the comments, what you think of her dress, the chemistry between them already, what you think of his outfit, the new castings, the announcement that we're going to be getting series regulars upgraded while still not knowing about Kate and Anthony. I know Jonathan Bailey said, like, his schedule is clear, which is wild because that man is, like, on the up and up in Hollywood. So for him to, like, be like, I love Bridgerton and I want to be in Bridgerton, let the man be in Bridgerton and let Kate be with him, okay? Like, that's just please. Please, like, again, I'm not looking for them to, like, overtake anything, but, like, just if they're there to talk to Benedict, that would be nice. Like, I really love when they talk to Colin. That would be sweet if we could just have them be more around. Just, again, focus on Sophie and Benedict and don't take away from their story. So, yeah, let me know what you're looking forward to, what you're hoping, what you're thinking based on these first, like, little pictures and set stuff that we've been getting, and if you're looking forward to the season or not. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!